You're watching Imagisport, your home for top-notch sports simulation action.
Go on. Specialty. Big Dog's got his specialty hold, the dog pound, backdrop, follow-away, slam for 3 points. And now he's calling for the body slam side pile driver, followed by the hound howl. 11-33. This is for the championship. But no, 1, 2, Haystax kicks out. Oh, Lordy. So Big Dog's going to tag in Boom Boom. But Haystax needs to mount a rally here. All right, powerful. Boom Boom is powerful. Haystax is not. So it's going to be another D6 roll. 6 big points. So Boom Boom's calling for his finisher. It's the Sonic Boom Cradle Pile Driver. 11-32 will get the job done here. It's a 64. 1, 2. Haystax kicks out one more time. Unbelievable. Let's see if there's a tag here. No tag. Boom Boom takes control of Haystax Hill. But TV grade's coming into play here, and that's Haystax Hill with the B TV grade. So he's going to get 2 points for a big splash, and he's going to put the cover on Boom Boom. But it's on a chip, so it's 11-43, and Boom Boom kicks out of it. So now, do we have a tag here? Let's see if either one will tag. Yes, Haystax Hill finally gets out of the ring, and Ed Hargis will come back. So it's a fresh Ed, and Boom Boom, who is weakened a little bit, is Ed strong? He is. 2 points, and there it is, and Ed's calling for his finisher. The hog tie till you cry abdominal claw hold. 11-43. The roll is a 34. Ed Hargis has it cinched in deep, and Boom Boom can't take it anymore. He taps out, and ladies and gentlemen, we have new World Tag Team Champions, and those champions are the good old boys, Haystax Hill and Ed Hargis.
Imagisport presents Old School Wrestling, featuring the stars of the Old School Wrestling Association. All OSWA matches are simulated using Face to the Mat from PLAAY Games. You can order your own copy of Face to the Mat along with various wrestler card sets by going to the PLAAY Games website at www.play.com. Now, let's go to the OSWA studios. Hello there, and welcome once again to Old School Wrestling here on Imagisport. This is Derek Jones. Glad you could join us for some more OSWA action today. As you saw in our opening, the Good Old Boys became the very first OSWA World Tag Team Champions by beating the Boomdogs in a real hard-fought contest on our last show. Now, the Good Old Boys are going to be making their first title defense at Initiation, which is our super card that's coming up in episode 7 of the Old School Wrestling series. More information on that title defense will be coming later on in this broadcast. But speaking of this broadcast, today's main event is going to be Yefeni Achid and Kwang Choi going one-on-one. As you recall, a few weeks ago, they were formerly a tag team known as Foreign Destruction, but they parted ways after some miscommunication during their match that they had against the Boomdogs, which they lost. Kwang Choi ended up wanting to leave the team, and he abandoned Yefeni Achid and is now turning over a new leaf, so to speak, on the side of the fans. Well, Yefeni Achid was very angry about that, challenged Kwang Choi to a match that, again, you're going to see later today as our main event. And he has promised a special surprise for this match, and so we'll have to find out what that is a little bit later on. Also coming up on this show, Dan Hammer of the Blue Collar Mafia will return to the ring. Roger the Welder Elder will, as always, be by his side as the Mafia leader. And Dan Hammer's going to be taking on the Roughneck, Ron Cassidy. Should be a slobber knocker of a matchup there. Also, Croc Wilson's going to be in action. The commissioner has promised a mystery opponent for him, and we'll have to stay tuned to find out who that is going to be. And as always, we're going to have an installment of the Ringside Lounge. So sit back, relax, and enjoy some old school wrestling. We're going to go down to the ring for our initial bout.
Our opening contest today on Old School Wrestling is a tag team match, and it is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, already in the ring, from Seattle, Washington, weighing in at 215 pounds, this is Tread Whitewall. And his tag team partner today hails from Boston, Massachusetts, 255 pounds. This is Pete Revere. And their opponents heading to the ring right now. Introducing first from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 240 pounds. This is Colonel Union. And his tag team partner from Granite Shoals, Texas, 255 pounds, Sergeant Slash. So, Sergeant Slash and Colonel Union together for the first time as a tag team here on Old School Wrestling. And let's see what the pre-match role is going to be here. We're going to go to Highlight Reel O. And on that highlight reel, it's a 14. The favored wrestler speaks conciliatory words about opponent. Decrease the grudge grade 1 point. So, Slash and Union offer good luck to Whitewall and Revere, and so they're each going to drop in their grudge grades. So Sergeant Slash's grudge grade will go down to a -4, and then for Colonel Union, he will be at a 1. So the referees are giving their instructions out, and so we'll have Colonel Union starting off for his team, and Tread Whitewall starting for his. And so with that, this week's edition of Old School Wrestling is underway, and our first quality check is for the smart. Colonel Union is smart, but only on a square. Whitewall's not smart at all, so we will go to the mean category. Neither one is mean. We'll go to the cheat category. Nobody has a cheat. Boo roll in effect. And so 5 spaces for the favored team of Slash and Union. So we'll see if there is a tag. There is. And so now Sergeant Slash will come into the ring. Is Sergeant Slash powerful? He certainly is on any space. So he will deliver a double axe handle smash for 2 points. And so we'll see if there is a tag again. No tag this time. So we will move on up. And we have to go to the wild card chart. So we will flip the game book to the wild card tag team match. And we will roll again on that. And this time we get a 64. Is the wrestler strong? Sergeant Slash is strong. So he shrugs off his opponent's specialty and then delivers his own specialty move, which is the Hanoi Hello Body Chop. 2 points. 5 if the opponent has cheat. No cheat on Whitewall, so it's only going to be a 2-point move here. And so we will roll for a tag. And we're going to get one this time, and Colonel Union is going to come back into the ring. Favorite category. Neither one is favorite. And the quick. Tread Whitewall is actually quick on a circle. So we will go 2 points there as he does a running knee lift, and we'll see if he can make the tag out to Pete Revere. No, as a matter of fact, it's a hot tag. So Union escapes and takes it back to Sergeant Slash, and they will get a point for the hot tag. And so everybody is helped in the category here. So both teams are helped. They'll go to the trailing wrestler, which is Whitewall and Revere. So we're going to go to highlight reel G for this one and see what happens there. And it's going to be a 43. Gang members swarm opponent, held opponent down while wrestler. So basically, Revere will So Slash will get in the corner, Reveal will hold him, and Whitewall will pound on him while the referee's distracted, and it'll actually get 3 points for his team to make a little bit of a comeback. No tag, however. Slash and Whitewall are still in the ring. Slash has got the favorite quality, though. Whitewall does not. So it's a fireman's carry takedown, and it's going to be for 6 big points, and that's going to go straight to the finisher move, and Sergeant Slash is going to go for that government issue power bomb once again. 11 to 55 for it. It's a 15, 1, 2, and 3, and that is it. The victory by pinfall goes to Sergeant Slash and Colonel Union. So with that, we will go to the post-match roll, and that will be a 1. So we're going to go to highlight reel X. And so with that page exposed, we'll go to 22, and that means a turn to highlight reel Y. And then 21, winning wrestler concocts a scheme to embarrass opponent on TV, reduce the defeated wrestler's TV grade 1 letter. So it looks like Slash and Union were pretty upset with the double teaming of Revere and Whitewall, and he's forcing them all to do some push-ups, and so that's going to embarrass them even further. So their jobber grade's going to get reduced even more. They were D's coming in, but now they're going to go down to TV grades of E. And so they finished their push-ups and have rolled out of the ring. And now Sergeant Slash and Colonel Union stand victorious. They're your winners in our opening bout here today. More old school wrestling coming up right after this.
If you like what you see here, you can order your own copy of Face to the Mat by going to the PLAAY.com website. Face to the Mat Pro Wrestling game is available for sale, and you can also get wrestling cards as well. I use the 70s WAF set for my federation, but they also have 80 stars, 90 stars, and they also have current wrestling stars that are based after real life professional wrestlers of today. And new card sets are made about every 2 years, so you can always keep your wrestling federation fresh. Once again, that's Face to the Mat from PLAAY.com. Order your copy today.
Our next match here in Old School Wrestling is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from New Iberia, Louisiana, 275 pounds, this is Croc Wilson. And Croc Wilson is waiting for his mystery opponent that the commissioner has promised him, and the commissioner is coming out right now. And so the commissioner grabs the microphone and he introduces Croc Wilson's opponent for tonight. And that opponent is from El Centro, California. He weighs in at 255 pounds. This is the man called Z. So the man called Z, Jorge Luis Zapata, enters the ring, and a few weeks ago the commissioner kind of gave his endorsement to Z. So with that, it looks like the commissioner is looking to push Z very far here in the OSWA, and we all know about the tension that the commissioner and Croc Wilson have been having ever since our opening broadcast here on Old School Wrestling. The pre-match roll takes us to highlight reel O, and that's where we are going to start this particular match. It's going to be a 33, so we're going to skip ahead to highlight reel P. And in that roll is a 26. The underdog wrestler lodges a legitimate protest of the favored wrestler's tactics, and the commissioner agrees? Reduce the favored wrestler's TV grade 1 letter grade. Wow, what an interesting turn of events here. At first, we thought that the commissioner was endorsing Z, but now it's turned around, and now he's supporting Croc Wilson. Wilson doesn't quite know what to make of it either. But in any event, Z's TV grade is now down to an A from a double A for this match. So whose side is the commissioner really on here? Only time will tell in that regard. But with that in mind, let's go ahead, ring the bell, and get on with this matchup. Favorite quality is first. That goes to Croc Wilson. He's going to get 2 points for a Cobra Clutch. Does Croc have the cheat quality? He does not, so we'll flip over. Does Z have the quick quality? He does not, so we will go ahead and move on. Is anyone heavy? Croc Wilson is heavy on a circle. That's a vertical splash for 2 points as he goes further into the lead. And another heavy check. Again, Croc Wilson is heavy on a circle, so a shoulder breaker brings him 2 more points. He is really taking it to Z in this match. But does Croc Wilson have an object? He does not have an object. So we go to the help category. And it doesn't look like the commissioner is helping Z anymore, so we'll just move on. And so again, we're going to go to helped, but again, neither person is helped in this situation. So we'll flip another action card, and we'll go to the wild card chart this time. So we will go to the in-ring matches for the wild card, and we will roll and get a 12. Is the favored wrestler agile? Z is not. So he's actually getting hurt, and now all of his athletic qualities are nullified. So he can score on smart, he can score on cheat, on mean, but not on powerful. Okay, so it doesn't really affect him too much going forward here. So let's see how that plays out. Technically there was no scoring there, so we will do a boo rule, but that only put 1 point in Z's favor. But since he scored, we check for agile. Z is not agile. Not that it would matter because he was hurt anyway. So we will flip it around. And Croc Wilson, again, he is heavy on a circle. So that's 3 big points as he delivers a power bomb. After so much fanfare, Z is really struggling in this match. All right, we got a highlight reel, A or B. We'll do odd for A. It is odd, so we will go to highlight reel letter A. And then we'll go ahead and we will roll again. And this time we're going to get a 23. Fan climbs into the ring to aid opponent. Both thrown out of the ring by wrestler, and the fan is injured for 2 points. So it looks like somebody doesn't like Z either. And so basically Z throws Wilson out. He throws the fan out, and he gets 2 points for his troubles to try to mount some sort of comeback here. Okay, specialty. Trailing wrestler is Z. And so he's going to go to the Arrow Z flying head scissors and get another 2 points. And now he's going to get a comeback surge because he is the trailing wrestler. So it's going to be 6 big points for Z. That puts him on the thread of the pin spaces here. And we got a TV grade. Z has the higher TV grade of an A. So it's 3 points for a Tiger Claw. That puts him in position to pin Croc Wilson. Croc Wilson needs an 11 to 23 to kick out with his CTV grade. 24 is not going to do it, so that's 1. 35 is 2. But he kicks out at 2, so we still go on. Is Z agile? He is not agile, so we're going to flip it around. Is Croc Wilson quick? He is quick everywhere, so that's 2 points for a drop toe hold. But again, we're back to the TV grades, and since Z has the higher TV grade, guess what? It's going to be time for his finisher, the Ziesta Cobra Clutch Sleeper Hold. 11 to 53. He locks it in. Croc Wilson goes nighty-night. The ring calls for the bell, and that is it. And Z is your winner of this bout by submission with his Cobra Clutch Sleeper Hold called the Ziesta. So with that, let's go to post-match. And for that, we go to highlight reel X. Rolling the dice there, we have a 34. The Hotbox ally of the winning wrestler makes a memorable TV speech, increased the grudge grade by 2 points, both wrestler and ally. And the ally that's coming out of all people is going to be Hank McPhee. We haven't really seen Hank McPhee at all in old school wrestling, and so he's getting sick of not being able to get any in-ring time, and he's letting everybody know about it. So with that, he will get a grudge grade of 2, and then Z's grudge grade is going to bump up from a 1 to a 3. Probably fitting considering how the commissioner just kind of left him hanging high and dry after heaping so much praise on him a couple of weeks ago. But it seems like now Z's a man on his own. But he seems to be perfectly fine with that, as after some trouble in the beginning, he put on a real surge of power, and he ended up defeating Croc Wilson here today. We'll return with more old school wrestling right after this. Alright fans, it is time to kick back, relax, and close those shades once again as we enter the Ringside Lounge. And as always, your host for the Ringside Lounge is none other than Copacetic. Kind of remarkable that he is out here again this week, considering the beatdown he suffered last week at the hands of the good old boys. But nevertheless, he is here and he is ready for his interview. And let's see who his guest is going to be today. It's going to be 46. Oh, we're going to roll again on the special guest chart. And so we have a special guest today, and it is going to be the current star of a highly rated TV show. And that highly rated TV show star is Lucas Till, who stars in the hit CBS series MacGyver. That is going to be our special guest today. So let's go to Highlight Reel Eye and see what happens. It is a 56. The guest refuses to appear on the show. So Lucas Till takes one look at Copacetic and says, what on earth am I doing here? I'm too good for this. So he's just going to leave the set without saying anything. And we're going to go to Highlight Reel O to see what happens with the show content. And it's going to be 52. It's going to be the Hotbox ally of the underdog wrestler boils over after hearing unflattering comments in the TV interview, charges into camera view and attacks the favored wrestler, increase the allies' grudge grade by 2 points. Well, our next matchup here on Old School Wrestling is going to be Roughneck Ron Cassidy taking on Dan Hammer. So pretty much what happens here is that Roughneck Ron was getting ready in the back, and he was attacked by Dan Hammer's partner, Nick Kanicki. So Nick Kanicki put a beat down on Roughneck Ron, and keep in mind, Roughneck Ron is a little bit banged up to begin with. Remember, he was injured for 2 matches some time ago here on Old School Wrestling, and so this was supposed to be his second match. So Nick Kanicki is continuing to pound on him here. So with that going on, the Allies' grudge grade, Kanicki, will go up by 2 points here. So that's your episode of the Ringside Lounge this time, and we're going to see what will happen with Roughneck Ron as we go forward.
Well, hopefully Roughneck Ron Cassidy is going to be okay and able to compete in this match coming up against Dan Hammer, considering the beating that he suffered at the hands of Hammer's blue-collar mafia mate Nick Kanicki backstage in that Ringside Lounge segment. What a turn of events that was. Hopefully Roughneck Ron will be able to shake it off and make his way to the ring. We will find that out momentarily. But before we do that, just wanted to give you some more updates on the tag team title situation. As I mentioned earlier, the Good Old Boys are going to defend their World Tag Team Championships at Initiation, and their opponent is going to be determined next week. We're going to have a number 1 contenders match between the Boondogs, who lost to the good old boys last episode. And the Boomdogs are going to take on members of the Blue Collar Mafia, Dan Hammer and Nick Kanicki. So again, that's going to be next week here on Old School Wrestling, and the winner of that match is going to go on to initiation to face the good old boys for the OSWA World Tag Team Championships. More information about initiation coming later on. But for right now, let's get back to the ring for our match between Dan Hammer and Roughneck Ron Cassidy.
Our next match here on Old School Wrestling is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, heading to the ring, representing the Blue Collar Mafia, accompanied by the Mafia leader, Roger the Welder Elder, from Beardsley, Georgia, weighing in at 285 pounds. This is Dan Hammer. And his opponent, walking gingerly to the ring, from Deer Park, Texas, weighing in at 280 pounds, Roughneck Ron Cassidy. Okay, so Roughneck Ron was supposed to be the favorite in this match, but thanks to the beatdown he got from Nick Kanicki backstage in our Ringside Lounge segment, he is now turned into the underdog, and he's still nursing injuries from earlier. So basically, the only qualities that are going to do him any good this time are going to be favorite and heavy. That is it. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and do the pre-match. And the pre-match, we're going to go to Highlight Reel R. And there we're going to have 13. Bad Guy Celebrity distracts the face. Heel slams the face from behind, and the heel scores 2 points. So what does that mean? That means roller derby bad guy Dale from Hell Bianchi comes out, and he distracts Roughneck Ron, and Dan Hammer attacks him. So it's further injury to Roughneck Ron, who's already a little disoriented from the beatdown Kanicki put on him, but now Hammer puts down even more punishment, and now Roughneck Ron's going to be behind the 8 ball as we start this match. Hammer's clubbing Ron from behind. Referee calls for the bell, and this match is underway, but Roughneck Ron fights back. Roughneck Ron has a comeback surge, although it's only for 1 point. And we have a TV grade. Dan Hammer's is a C. Roughneck Ron, however, is an A. So he's going to have a Tiger Claw for 3 points to take the lead. Agile. Is Roughneck Ron agile? He is not. So we're going to go to quick. Dan Hammer is not quick, and we will move on. Mean. Hammer is mean, however, so he's going to get 1 point for a bite. Agile. Neither man is agile in this situation. Smart. Neither man is smart. Powerful. Well, Hammer is powerful on a circle. Powerful doesn't apply to Roughneck Ron because of his injury. So Hammer's going to be the one that's going to get the points here, and he is going to get 1 point for a spine buster slam. Grudge. Both of them are tied on grudge, so it's going to go to the underdog, which is going to be Roughneck Ron. He's going to get 1 point for a leg scissor takedown. And now he is the favorite, so he's going to get 2 more points for a leg lock, and then he's going to throw Dan Hammer out of the ring. So we go to the out of the ring action chart for this particular situation, and it is 8. Leading wrestler pummels opponent onto the announcer's table for 2 points. So he gets 2 points here, and we are still out of the ring at this point. So we're going to go ahead and roll again and get a 6. The leading wrestler smacks the opponent into the side of the ring for 1 point. So Roughneck Ron, despite all his injuries, is really taking it to Dan Hammer here. Again, the leading wrestler smacks opponent into the side of the ring for 1 point. He's going to issue even more punishment. 9. The trailing wrestler. Options to deliver payback blows for a certain number of points or return to the ring. I think Hammer's going to return to the ring. He's trying to get out of dodge. He does not like being battered around like that. So we're going to go ahead and flip the facts once again. But it is the favorite, which Roughneck Ron has that favorite quality. And it's going to be 5 big points for an underhook powerbomb. And that's going to go straight to the finisher, which is the Texas Blowout, the face-first power driver. 11-44 is going to get it done, but it's a 52. 1-2 hammer. Barely kicks out, and he is pretty much on Dream Street right now. He doesn't know where he's at. So we're going to go back to powerful. Again, Roughneck Ron's powerful is negated because of the injury. Hammer is powerful on a circle, so let's see if he can come back. And he does with 6 points for a super power slam to get him back into this matchup and actually into the lead. Grudge. Now again, Roughneck Ron is trailing, so we're going to give Roughneck Ron 3 points for a swinging DDT and a pin attempt. It's on a chip, so it's 11-43 to kick out. 41, and Hammer kicks out easily at 1, but now he has a fatigue. His TV drop grade will drop to a D for the pin counts later on. Object, though. Hammer, now wait a minute, though. Dan Hammer doesn't have his rubber hammer anymore, but Elder's handing him something. What is it? Oh, come on! He's not supposed to have that. Well, it is a rubber mallet, technically not a rubber hammer, but it gets the job done. 3 points right there, and now Hammer's going to go for the pin. Again, 11-43 is going to get it done here. This is 1. That's 2. And that is 3. So, with the underhanded tactics of Roger Elder handing Dan Hammer a rubber mallet, Hammer clubs Roughneck Ron in the back of the head with it while Elder distracts the referee, and Hammer gets the 3 count because of it. Oh, what a travesty of justice this is. Hammer and Elder celebrate in the ring. Meanwhile, we're going to go to the post-match, and we're going to go to Highlight Reel X for that. Unbelievable. I'm sure the commissioner's going to say something about this, but let's get the roll. 64. Sure enough, the commissioner comes out. He makes derogatory comments about both wrestlers, calling into question their toughness and heart. Increase both wrestlers' grudge grades 3 points. So, the commissioner berates Dan Hammer for, kind of skirting the rules with that rubber mallet of his. That's just going to anger Dan Hammer even more. He's going to get 1 point. And then the commissioner turns around and just calls Roughneck Ron a stupid fool for trying to wrestle while injured. And so Roughneck Ron's grudge grade goes up to a 1 as well. With that, Dan Hammer is your winner in this match, and the Blue Collar Mafia is victorious once again. We'll be back with more old school wrestling right after this timeout.
And before we get to our main event, just wanted to give you another reminder about Initiation, which is coming up at episode 7 of the Old School Wrestling series. As I mentioned in the last break, the Good Old Boys are going to defend their OSWA World Tag Team titles against the winner of next week's match between the Boomdogs and the Blue Collar Mafia. Also already signed, Crash Bradley is going to take on the Big Grabowski. And of course, don't forget about the big main event that is scheduled. It is for the OSWA World Heavyweight Championship. Kevin Linton defends his belt against the Lobster Man inside the confines of a 15-foot high steel cage. That's Initiation coming up on episode 7 of the Old School Wrestling series. Now, let's go back to the ring for today's main event.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is your Old School Wrestling main event for today. It is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, making his way to the ring, from Riyadh, Dubai, weighing in at 310 pounds, this is the Farouk of Fashan, Yefeni, El Achid. And his opponent, hailing from Beijing, China, weighing in at 215 pounds, this is the Chinese Bear, Kwang, Choi. A falling out a couple of weeks ago leads to this match right here between Kwang Choi and Yefeni El Achid, our main event today here on Old School Wrestling. And for the pre-match, we're going to go to Highlight Reel O. and it's a 22. We will go to highlight reel P. 54. Hotbox ally of the underdog wrestler exposed for a failed scheme to embarrass favored wrestler. Reduce the ally TV grade 1 letter. So Yefeni Achid says he has a new member for foreign destruction, and it's going to be Chief Wahoo? Wait a minute. Wahoo doesn't even have a contract here. What's he doing helping Yefeni Achid? But it kind of backfires on him as Kwang Choi is able to turn the tables. So for all that, Chief Wahoo, which was going to be given an entry-level TV grade of C, well, that's going to go by the wayside. And now his TV grade at this point is now going to be a D. So much for that plan from Yefeni Achid. So with that in mind, we're underway with our main event. And so we have the trailing. That is going to be Yefeni Achid since he is the underdog. He's going to get 3 big points for a reverse and power slam. And now we're going to go to the TV grades. They are both C's. Kwang Choi is trailing. Flapjack, but no points out of that. So we're going to go to powerful. Since neither person scored, we'll check both wrestlers. Kwang Choi is powerful, and so he's going to get 2 points for a headlock. And now quick. Neither wrestler is quick in this situation. Heavy, that's Yefeni Achid. He's going to get 1 point for a big shove, and that shove is going to force Kwang Choi out of the ring. So we go to the out of the ring chart once again. And that's going to be a 7. The leading wrestler slams opponent onto the concrete floor for 2 points. And we will go on, continuing out of the ring with a 6. The leading wrestler smacks opponent into the side of the ring for 1 point. And a 4. The trailing wrestler option to deliver payback blows or follow ref's direction to return to the ring. Well, the Chinese Bear is not having anything with it, so he is going to get 2 points, and the match continues outside the ring. And we have a 6. The leading wrestler smacks opponent into the side of the ring for 1 point. Action going all over the place here in our main event. Now we have a 10. The leading wrestler smashes opponent with a steel chair and gets another point out of it. Achid in control. An 11. Leading wrestler waltz opponent with an object retrieved from under the ring. So who knows what he found under there. Might have been like a Singapore cane or something. But now we're going to roll a d6 and see what happens. That is a 4. The leading wrestler scores 2 points, but the ref issues the warning and the match continues inside the ring. So 2 points for Achid. We go back in with the fast action cards, and we go to the strong category. Achid strong only on a circle. Kwang Choi is strong anywhere, so he's going to get 3 points for a power bomb. And so now we go to, is Kwang Choi heavy? He is not, however. So we're going to go here. Is Yefeni Achid smart? He is not. So we're going to go here. Powerful. It's going to be a submission attempt for Kwang Choi. Kwang Choi is going to score a point, and then additional points until the opponent breaks the hold with a die roll of 1 to 3. Now, Yefeni Achid is strong, but it's only on a circle, so 1 to 3 it'll have to be. And he does break it with a 3, and we will go on. The favorite, Kwang Choi, is now a face thanks to his defection, so in this case he's going to get 2 points for a Cobra Clutch. Kwang Choi is now taking it to Achid, but Kwang Choi is not quick, so we're going to flip it around, and Achid is heavy, so he's going to get 2 points, and he's going to go for the pin. But Kwang Choi easily kicks out at 1. So we go on. Is Yefeni Achid mean? He is, so he's going to get 1 point for a cheap knee, and he's going to make another pin attempt. And now, since Kwang Choi has a chip on him, his C goes down to a D. He has to kick out 11 to 16. So there's a 1, there's a 2, and there's a 3. So with that, Yefeni Achid, with some questionable tactics, outside the ring and also questionable tactics inside the ring with that cheap knee. And he is going to be your winner in today's main event over the Chinese Bear Kwang Choi. But I have a feeling we have not heard the last of this particular feud here. We're going to go to Highlight Reel X for the post-match roll. And so with that, it is a 13. The winning wrestler gets overconfident and decreases the wrestler's grudge grade by 1 point. So Yefeni Achid does not have his 1 grudge grade anymore. It is now a 0. But he has his hand raised in victory as he defeats the person who he feels betrayed him, that being the Chinese Bear, Kwang Choi. We'll be back with a wrap-up here right after this.
So what a controversial ending there, as Yefeni Achid picks up the victory over the Chinese Bear, Kwang Choi. But mark my words, this feud is far from over, and we'll have to see in the coming weeks what transpires between those two. And then also now with Chief Wahoo in the picture, siding with Yefeni Achid for some reason. Not sure why exactly he's doing that. Hopefully we'll get some answers there, and also see what transpires with Kwang Choi. How is he going to deal with Yefeni Achid allegedly having a new partner in the mix? We will find that out over time. But now on to next show that we are going to have for you here on Old School Wrestling. As mentioned earlier, we'll have that #1 contenders match between the Boomdogs and Nick Kanicki and Dan Hammer of the Blue Collar Mafia. Winner of that match is going to go on to initiation to take on the Good Old Boys for the OSWA World Tag Team Championship. You think that's the main event? Not exactly. We have a great main event planned for you next show as the Lobster Man makes his return to Old School Wrestling. Of course, he wants to get his hands on not only Kevin Linton, but anybody in the Blue Collar Mafia. We'll have his chance to do that next week as he's going to take on Mr. Everything in our main event. Also coming up on our next show, as you heard earlier in the broadcast, Hank McPhee was putting up a fuss earlier, claiming and complaining he's not getting on TV. Well, he's going to get his chance next week. He is scheduled for in-ring action. Also, Steve America will be in the ring as well. You will see him for his first singles match here on Old School Wrestling. And as always, we'll have an installment of the Ringside Lounge. So that's it for another edition of Old School Wrestling. Once again, from all of us here at the OSWA, this is Derek Jones saying thank you for watching. Keep playing those games and have a great day.